All right, with me today is Dr. Chris Markey, black belt in American Combato, and of course I'm Mark Ryans. Today's lesson is the rear choke break. Everybody wants to learn how to break, the judo's naked choke, and of course you want to, and being choked out that way. And they sometimes dismiss how common a rageful attack can be, where the guy's got you by the neck. So of course the guy's taken us by surprise. He's grabbed us from the back around the neck. This is one of those few instances that we're really going to focus upon the grip. So in a clothing grab, we don't worry about it. We just go after the guy. But with the grip around the neck, we need to immediately attempt to break that hold, and of course have a plan if it doesn't break. Just like with the front choke, where we step back, Chris is going to grab me and go through the wrist, focusing all our body weight through the wrist. We have to do the same from the rear. It's more difficult to do it though. What we're going to do is, Chris, let's start with this angle. You're behind me, and he's grabbed me by the neck. I'm going to take a step forward, in this case with my left foot, and I'm going to bring the right arm up and try to get this upper part of my arm, the humerus bone, to start to go through the wrist and twist and break through. The arm should be bent on completion. And that's going to set up our elbow, but it really should be bent because the break is stronger. Chris grabs me again. I keep my arm straight the whole time. It doesn't have the same force. Now, when you bend the arm is up to you. You might bend it immediately, and you might find throwing it up with it straighter will get it up a little higher, but at this point, it's got to bend and break through the hold. Now the follow-up, forward elbow across the jaw and back with a chop. Let's look at the various angles. And notice Chris at this point is cooperating with me, and he should cooperate. He's just letting go of the grip. And he would probably end up doing that at a great distance. But in reality, when the choker is really grabbing with force, he's going to be pulled in. I'm going to have him continue just to cooperate and let go. And then he's going to, of course, cooperate when he makes it more difficult, but he's going to do that, just make it more difficult. But for these first four angles, we'll look at it where he cooperates, and I do the entire thing. Let's look at it from this angle. I step forward, breaking through the hold, elbow, chop. He's throttled me by the neck, break forward, elbow, chop. And let's see what this one looks like. And break forward, elbow, chop. Now, if he is really choking, which your partner doesn't need to do in the beginning, he needs to cooperate completely so you can learn the movement. But in time, you want somebody to choke you perhaps a little harder, that you get confidence that you can break the hold. When he hangs on, which he's going to do now a little more, it's going to pull him in a lot closer to the elbow. And he's going to walk him right into the elbow. And we're going to change angles. And I'm going to test to you, he really did hang on tighter. And I
grabbed very tight that time.
I had to go, I knew it too. I'm going to have to go like I'm going to again with a little more force. When he grabs, you can go ahead. And I break it again. Even this man taller and bigger than me, it pulls him into range where that attack will work. So without you grabbing me, Chris, I'm going to just demonstrate the air. And it just has this nice continuity of flow to it. You want to learn to do things with the right side and the left side, but I strongly recommend in the beginning of a technique like the front choke and the rear choke that are both in this video box, learn it on your strong side first so you get it down, and then once you have it down, go ahead and go to your other side so you're adept with that left hand. On the chokes, it's probably not going to make any difference which way you break it, right or left. There won't be any circumstance that you couldn't step one way or the other than you were injured. So maybe your right arm is injured, you can't use it, you would have to use your left. Work it on both sides, but in the beginning, learn it on one side so you get it down solidly. The forward elbow, it's the first time in the system it's introduced. And Chris, you're particularly effective with that forward elbow.
Yeah, I like elbows.
So, yeah, so if Chris were relaxed, ready with me and in the right spot, boy, if I walked in to that forward elbow, we're going to see a lot of combinations in these videos in American Combato that use this forward elbow. But this is the first place it's practiced. I'm going to let Chris be the defender. I come up, grab him by the neck, and he breaks the hold and comes back after breaking the hold with the elbow chop. Yeah, let's go for this angle. Yes, good. And notice I stay clear so I don't get hit. When you work with a partner, you have got to have good timing and coordination with each other. And Chris and I work a lot.
Yeah, as a beginner, I would not go at that rate. The only reason I went with that aggression was because of our training. And even when I grabbed earlier, I wasn't trying to overmatch him for the video that first time I grabbed pretty tight.
That's what I'm doing.
But it showed really how you still break through the group, really holding it.
I want to address something else now about this rear chokehold. Similar to the front chokehold, identical in this regard. In the front chokehold, we take a step backwards. And part of that is because the initial impact is going to be that direction. Ultimately, it's probably a throttling. But notice from the front, initially, he would drive me kind of back. And notice it was from the rear, it would drive me forward. So it's pretty important we take the step, even if the hold doesn't break, because I'm going to acknowledge something to you right now. If you're smaller and the attacker's bigger and he really gets in there on a grip, it's going to be really tough to break this hold. And I don't know of a way that it can guarantee you the break. So we better have a backup plan, all of us, if it doesn't break. Here it is. I go forward, he's in there close throttling. I can't break it. Immediately smash down to the testicles with a hammer fist, and then re-attempt and finish the break hold. And then forward with that elbow chop, and then of course add follow-ups as you see fit. So if it doesn't break and it's trapped, let's look at it from this angle. He's in there, I get stuck, smash down, re-attempt, and follow through. And you smash down as many times as you need to. Now when you smash down in that, if it becomes necessary, the hold didn't break, you go forward. You could smash and keep striking repeatedly at the testicles. Nothing wrong with that strategy. But I do like the idea of you get stuck, you smash down, you bounce right back off again to get another attempt at breaking that hold. Nobody is going to choke you in a nice way. He's going to throttle you. You have a comment, Chris? You look like you want to say something.
I always do, right? It's talking about this out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just in complete agreement. I love, the upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. I mean, the energy on that attacker is so much greater and so much harder for that person to hold on than sticking to one spot.
Right.
So I agree. I like the upstairs, downstairs, back and forth.
But something like this might occur and I wouldn't pass it up. I get stuck and I grab him by his testicles. And now, let's address this. The guy's taller and he has his arms straightened out. And I come for this attempt. I won't reach him, but I'll tell you what else. I know his grip is not strong here. I'm going to attempt to break again. If it is in fact really strong, I'll guarantee he's going to be on top of me. His arm, yes, he's going to. This is realistic. Can you imagine me trying to break this now? I know I'm not going to, but I'm going to try. And downstairs, upstairs, to use Chris's term there. I like it. We're going to go after him. The rear choke break.